Welcome to our first ever episode of Shot4Shot, the place where we discuss the ongoing projects of our new media company, Slingshot, as well as conducting interviews with creators about the creative process and everything behind the scenes. I'm Francesca, and you can follow me on my TikTok, SmexyCheska.
I'm Anna. You can follow me at AnnaMay99 on TikTok.
My name is Todd. You can follow me at Todd Davis on TikTok.
I'm Dan. You can follow me at Rise of Atlas on TikTok.
Anyways, if you guys haven't heard of Slingshot, Slingshot is our new multimedia company that we've started where we create an environment and a community for people to learn and get better at telling stories, because that's the goal. So if you're working on your story and you need an artist, or you're not so good at writing and you want to get better at that, we offer courses and help just to continue to build that and essentially create somewhere where we can all work on bettering ourselves and creating something that's super, super cool.
And also, just Happy New Year's to everyone. Shout out to 2024, the year of the dragon. I don't know about y'all. I brought the New Year's sleep. I went to sleep 2023, woke up was 2024. But some of my New Year's resolutions, volume 2 is coming out this month, and my New Year's resolution to have at least 4 volumes before 2025. That's what I'm trying to do.
Ooh,
That's exciting.
Dude, nice. That's awesome.
I like that.
I also was kind of boring on New Year's this year because all my friends were already hungover from partying the night before. So I, being lazy and a homebody, I convinced everyone. I was like, hey, instead of going out or partying, why don't you guys just chill? Let's get some pizzas. Let's watch some movies. So we brought in the new year watching movies, and when the time came, we went outside and saw a bunch of fireworks going off. I love illegal Florida fireworks. They're especially nice. And I'm not so good with resolutions, but I do have a couple goals for this year as well. I'm about to get back into acting, which is something I do when I'm not flying around or drawing. So I've already got auditions lined up. I've got some monologues that I'm working on. And yeah, I'm also trying to pull together my first physical volume this year as well for my project. So I'm super stoked, and I'm gonna make it happen.
So
Sure.
for me, I also wasn't the most exciting. I actually got food poisoning the night of New Year's. So I spent my New Year's Eve lying down and then sleeping. And then when I woke up, it was the New Year. But then I got to eat all the food that I bought the night before for New Year's. So it was kind of nice to, like, have a nice and relaxing New Year's Day. And I also am not super big on resolutions, but my goal is to create more content and videos because I actually went to school for film and I really love writing and just sort of being creative in general. So I want to finish my script that I've been working on. I want to get my volumes out in digital and also hopefully get some out in physical this year. And also just sort of be more consistent in creating stuff and doing things that make me happy as opposed to what I think I should be doing.
Yay!
That's
I love
nice.
it.
I also had a not exciting New Year's. I spent it with my nephew and nieces. We all watched Studio Ghibli movies. Fell asleep and woke up at 1:30 in the morning. Happy New Year to us.
That's so cute.
Thank you, right? It was such a nice night, right? So for my resolution this year is to be more stern to myself. I really want to improve my art. I really want to improve my storytelling. I really want to get a physical book out by 2025. I really do feel I can do that if I stay on top of myself this year. And I feel like this is the year that is going to happen.
Absolutely, dude. That's awesome. Like, even though we might have all been kind of low key at the end of the year, I feel like we've all got really like exciting goals that we're all aiming for. And I feel like this is the year. This is the year that things are happening. But one thing that I did like about last year is I really got into collecting manga. I actually never really had copies before. So now I'm started collecting them, and currently, like, my favorite manga right now that I'm reading that I started last year is JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen. I've got like 3 or 4 of the volumes. I picked them by the art on the cover. I don't really like have an order because I read it online anyway, but I want to actually collect them and pay the artists and have physical volumes. And like having a physical volume is so much different than reading scans online because like I feel like the scans online can't really like convey to you like the amazing paneling that they've got going on. You probably can't see. Yeah, you know what the art looks like. I especially have been just like foaming at the mouth over JJK's line work because I really like how thin and like scratchy the line art is. My own line art's kind of chunky, and I really want to like thin it out and get more detailed like this. And JJK in particular, like they got some amazing expressions. Oh, it's out of focus, but that's fine. They got some amazing ass expressions, and I really like how they draw mouths and teeth, and I really want to pull that element into my art. So it's been really exciting, and it's really helping me study, and I feel like my art's already upgrading by just having physical volumes to study in my hands versus scans online.
I totally agree. I feel the same way because when I love collecting stuff in general, because I'm a little goblin and I just love my physical things. But when I have like actual volumes, because I also have JJK because Nanami is my husband, and I just love how like dynamic the lines are in JJK. Like you can have a sketch of like his hand and like each line means something and it's so beautiful. And I just love how you can take some like such a complicated form of a hand and then reduce it to lines that are still dynamic and convey exactly the right expression you want them to. So I totally get that. And the best way of learning, in my opinion, is looking at people that are better than you and stealing their stuff, not literally, but just like looking at the way they break down things. Because I've said this before, but everyone's unique style is just their shorthand for anatomy, and seeing how different people shorthand it gives you a better idea of how to do it yourself. But for me, one of the mangas that I really got into in 2023 was Blue Period. Oops, that's upside down. And I read this online too, because at the time I was like, I didn't actually have any bookstores that were selling it near me, and online was hard to get. But I just love the style of it and how like kind of like simple it is, but so diverse, because when they actually show the characters' artworks, it's so crazy to see all of the different styles. And when someone did a realistic portrait, it actually looked like a like human realistic portrait as opposed to just like an anime picture that they said was realistic because in the world that's how they draw people. And the other thing that I really liked about this series was that it really sort of showed what being an artist was in some ways, and like the learning curve that you have, as well as the way that things just kind of like all flow together, I think was super interesting. And it definitely gave another perspective, because a lot of animes I find, or sorry, mangas, they just go straight away and the person's like super talented and there's like no real like learning arc, whereas opposed to this one, it has that, and I really liked it.
Yay.
I love that.
Well, you know what, Cheska?
Yeah.
Just like y'all.
Oh my God, twins!
You know, I was collecting a lot of JJK. I have like I think I have like 10 volumes now. They're out of order, but I have around 10. But since y'all talk about JJK, I want to talk about Bleach, because I read the entire Bleach manga last year, and I think the best thing about the Bleach's art is not the characters, either the characters are fire. I think Kubo's paneling is the best. He typically will be within the range of 2 to 4 panels per page. That gives all the panels room to breathe, because it doesn't, none of the pages feel cluttered. And he really just is really efficient paneling, very similar to Dragon Ball. That's the vibe I got when I was reading. I was like, this very much reminds me of Dragon Ball. Another thing he does really well is he balances out blacks and whites. Typically the characters have big black robes and big black swords. So if he's using negative space where he doesn't have a background, the page doesn't feel empty because it's filled with black subjects that balance out the composition. So I think that's probably the best aspect of Kubo's art. And and I very much enjoyed that reading through Bleach this year.
See, I love that about Kubo. See, me, I just started collecting manga, so right now I only have one manga. This is by a fellow indie creator I know. Reading this is better than reading it online. I'm just going to be honest with you. A physical copy. And I'm just going to do a quick flash. I'm not going to let boom. But this manga reminded me of Dragon Ball. And I'm not gonna lie, the panel was fucking amazing. The story, very good. I've been reading Dragon Ball Super for the last of 2023. I just caught up with the final arc, and I'm very excited with to see where it goes. I feel Toro is on the upward of coming close to Toriyama, not just being there, but he's close. Toriyama does things differently in storytelling through just drawing or just paneling that Toro needs to learn. But I feel 2024 can be Toro's year.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who either of those are, but I'll definitely have to look them up. I don't read Dragon Ball. Sorry. I will. I promise. It's on the list. And also Bleach is on the list too, because I've never read it either or watched it. I'm so bad. I put everything on a list to watch later. And I save it for rainy days. Like when I'm like having like a really like, oh, I'm so sad because of whatever. I'll be like, today's the day I'm going to start Bleach. And completely gets me out of whatever funk. So I save them for rainy days. I promise it'll happen.
You know what, Jessica? I think based on how you feel about One Piece, I think you should read Dragon Ball.
I'm really mad at One Piece right now.
Wow.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in Sabaody.
Oh, Sabaody.
Yeah. And something just happened that really hurts my feelings. And if I could get my hands on all you One Piece people that was telling me to get into One Piece and made me love it, I'll put my hands on you.
This is just the start.
Be fiction.
I'm still hold up. I'm getting overheated. I'm getting mad again. It's fine. It's fine. He's on that island with those snake girls. It's fine. Okay.
So 2023, the animes I watched, I got good two for y'all. I'm gonna start off with Dark Gatherings, supernatural anime about a young girl named Yaya-chan. She's very cute. If you love supernatural manga, you should get on it. I want you to get on it because I'm still doing research on the manga. Now, what I've been very in tune with is the Four Nights of Apocalypse. It's the Seven Deadly Sins spinoff. Please go watch that, guys. The storytelling is better than the first one. The animation is back to original Seven Deadly Sins animation. That's something a lot of people killed it about. So it's not 7 deadly pixels. It's going to be good. So I don't know about you guys, but those are my two recommendations to y'all.
Mm-hmm. So for me personally, what I really loved last year and what I think a lot of people did was Attack on Titan. What is it? It was the culmination of 10 years. I hadn't read the manga towards the end, so I don't really know I can't speak on like how well adapted it was or anything, but I really loved it. I cried at the end just like everyone else. It was so beautiful, and I have to say I am an Eren apologist. I love Eren. He's my favorite character of the series. Like what he did, yes, it may have been wrong, but I see why he did it. And I think that's what's important in our hearts. And on another note, another anime that I really enjoyed watching this past year was Eminence in Shadow. Sorry, I was trying to remember the name in English. And I just really loved it because it's so like silly for an isekai and everything, because usually a lot of them are like, oh, I'm put in the past and like I can do whatever I want and I'm super powerful. And this one does that, except for it's like making fun of itself at the same time. And that's what I really loved about it, because it was able to be sort of like, like poking jokes at itself and like having fun. And the animation was also just like really, really good. So that was one that I've been having a lot of fun with too.
So for me this year, I didn't watch many animes. I've just been focusing on the One Piece, the only anime that ever mattered to me. Like, I'm so grateful that I waited so long to watch it. It's been on my to watch list since childhood. Like I've seen it all the time. I've seen it since childhood, and I've grown up waiting for the right time, and this year was the right time, and I'm so grateful that I saved it because it is so incredible. It is so much fun. I loved watching the art go from kind of goofy and silly at first to like where it is now, like I'm in the Sabaody arc and I'm mad at all of the people that told me to watch One Piece right now, but we're not going to get into that. But seeing how the art has changed and evolved, and how I've seen like spoilers and like things here and there of like how where it's gonna be, the artwork, and I'm so excited for it. And I'm around like episode 400 right now, and I'm just grateful that I'm not even halfway through. But that for me, like One Piece blew my childhood love Naruto clean out the water. Like, what was I doing watching Naruto? Yeah, I said it. What was I doing wasting my time watching Naruto when I could have been watching One Piece? Anyways, One Piece was the anime for me this year. I can't even think about any other animes that I watched this year. I'm pretty sure I watched the end of Attack on Titan. I can't even remember. I was watching One Piece this year.
Listen, that's an amazing choice. One Piece is peak piece. Man, listen,
Peak
there's an anime
piece.
that I was been waiting for so long. It is, I mentioned already, season 2 of JJK. JJK, I
Ooh.
needed to see Shibuya animated. And man, let me tell you something. This is my grandma used to say, when you do something good, you put your big toe in it. The animators, they put their big toe.
They put the whole foot in.
Let me tell you
Right?
something.
Oh my gosh.
They
And I love them
they
for
was
that.
cooking. They like the Toji versus Megami, Toji's appearance, Sukuna, everything was beautiful. I was like, wow. And I was sitting every week thinking, okay, this next episode couldn't possibly be better. And then it was.
Yeah.
It was honestly so amazing. And I hope, man, that if the trajectory of the adaptation continues like this, JDK gonna be in some a conversation gonna make people uncomfortable. So
I
really,
ain't gonna lie, so they already
now
feel
I'm
about
not
that
saying I'm
JJK
starting the
hands.
conversations. I'm just saying if JDK's adaptation goes in that direction, gonna be a lot of uncomfortable conversation for some people. I'll leave it at that.
Well, he ain't saying nothing, but I'm gonna say it here on this podcast. JJK got the better hands than Naruto.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'll give you that. Like, sorry. Me and Anna are on a completely different mindset about
I mean,
we love
my
it.
new
It's
obsession.
beautiful. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with that
Right.
one also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, Ty, when it comes to JJK, are you watching it in subs or dubs?
So I'm watching it in sub. Here's the thing, JDK dub is not bad. Like I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like the voices at first. Like for example, when I first seen Gojo, he sounded like he was like a teacher or something. He didn't sound. I know he's literally a sensei. I get that, but he sounded like he would teach a history class, you know. And I was like, I'm not really feeling that. But I think the JDK dub voices actually kind of grew on me. Like, and you know, it's funny because like one of Sukuna's lines that actually went viral was like when he told Marag he can see his technique. Some people have been talking about that edit of that specific clip of dialogue, but I still prefer JDK and sub. But the dub is not bad. I don't mind watching it.
So on that point, I want to hear from all of you. Like, what do you prefer? Are you a subs person or a dubs person? Because we know that's an argument everybody's had 100 times, and we're gonna have it again. Like, I want to know.
I am a subs person for life. I have I'm like, I don't like dubs. Like some of them can be good, but I will never watch them, frankly. Like the amount of times I've seen like a clip of an anime and it's so beautiful and cinematic and all the characters come out all beautiful and he opens his mouth and English comes out instead of the Japanese I know should be there. It just like shakes me to the core, and my TikTok watching self has to swipe away. Like it just does not work. I can't do that. And then I get mad because I want to know what happened, but I can't because I'm like, I'm not going to listen to the English for that. So I go and find it on the internet. But speaking of, like, I love the dubs because of the voices. I think that some things can only be portrayed in the original language. Like some of the phrases that they have in Japanese cannot be fully translated to English. But once you've watched anime for long enough, you kind of understand what they mean and like what the feelings that are being translated are. And then when that gets translated to like good job in English, it's like so much is lost and I can't deal with that. So for me, I have to be a forever sub watcher, and I'm a fast reader, so that has never been a problem for me. but it is for my dad because I watch anime with my dad because I got him into it. And then he'll
Oh,
pause it and like rewind, and the flow of the story is all messed up. And it's just like I can't deal with that either. But I much rather that than watch it in English. Like I can't do dubs. And like it's not just Japanese. If this was a different thing, like if I was watching a Bollywood film, I would watch it in the original language. I would not watch like a dubbed version of it. I can't do that. So that's me and my strong opinion on that.
I am a sub only. I'm sorry. I can't say I'm a sub only. Only Dragon Ball is my only exception. Dragon Ball. The Goku voice actor, he does it for me. He does it for me. But beyond that, the JJK episodes, Mahito, do y'all hear how he screamed? Do y'all hear how he talk? You feel the feeling. Do you feel how he talks to Yuji? He tells him, this is our last chance to curse each other. I felt that.
Mhm.
And I feel like you only could get that from the original language. They go so hard, like they got bills to pay. And I go for that. And that's crazy. I know some of you are probably like, wait, you're a voice actor. I'm sorry. I'm a sub only. I love sub only. I sit down, I take out the 30 minutes I have to or an hour to watch that and fast read. I'm a fast reader. So I get everything quick. I can multitask the fight scene and the voice actor lines right there in front of me. So for me, my preference is only sub.
so here's my thing. Here's my counter argument for y'all. It's 2024, and who honestly has the attention span to sit and watch a 30-minute episode and read the whole entire damn episode at the same time? Like, I need to, I want to, it's entertainment. It's supposed to be entertaining me. I'm not so, like, I want to be able to play on my phone or do my artwork while I'm working, and I can't do my work if like the anime I'm trying to enjoy for entertainment to keep me happy while I'm working is in a freaking different language. Like I can't understand it, and I have to stop what I'm doing to go keep glancing up to read. Like I want to be able to play on my multiple devices. Like how am I supposed to play Legend of Zelda on my Switch and watch One Piece at the same time if it's not in English? And I like, I do like dubs and I do like subs when I have like the focus for it. But it has to be literally the only thing I'm doing. I can't do anything else. I can't get any work done. I can't get any creative writing done because I'm so focused on just the entertainment in front of me. And so, like, frankly, it's kind of like a waste of time for me to be watching things in subs. Uh, yeah. I will give you guys that though, that when I do watch subs, those voice actors, they got bills to pay and they are really doing their best to get it going. But like for me, at the end of the day, am here to be entertained. It's a story, it's an adventure. I want to get taken on an adventure, but I want to have it my way with my time frame. So I'm on Team Dubs today.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all said that these voice actors need to talk like they're getting paid. Well, the Full Metal Alchemist dub cast like to have a conversation because they pay bills. You know what I'm saying? When Roy Mustang was
Thank
lighting
you.
Envy on fire, that voice actor paid their mortgage that day, right? When Ed was talking to Al about how I'm gonna come back and get your body back at the end of season 2, Ed's voice actor, they paid some bills that day. So I think if it's honestly a good dub, I have no issue watching it, right? Like some people don't even give the dub version of a series a chance, right? Now I do like watching my subs because some dubs do be crazy. Some dubs are insane. But if it's a good dub, why not watch it? That's what that would be the question I would ask the sub watchers. If it's a good dub, why not?
I think for me, it's that I just default straight to subs like anyways, so that if there is no like if it's a Japanese anime, there's like going to be a sub, like just sort of no question. Like the original, it was recorded in Japanese, so that's what I'm going to default to watch. Whereas with like other shows like Blue Eyed Samurai that recently came out, that's in English, and I'm like totally fine in that because English was the like language that it was written in. So I feel like it's what can like best convey it kind of thing. But what I will say on subs is that a lot of times subs are not done well. Like the sub is only as good as the translators and the localization and stuff like that. So I will give that. And I think that there can definitely be a line between whether or not something is translated directly for, like, you know, like if something is like the blue truck goes here, like you could write that down, or you could sort of like take the meaning of that and then write that as a sub. And sometimes I find that subtitles are too direct. Like they don't get the full picture. They just translate like little bits and pieces and then it doesn't get sewn together properly. So I think that's definitely something that can be like worked on, in the sense that like it's something that can always be improved, rather than with a direct translation with the dubs where you have something to go off. You have like a formal script, so you know you're getting theoretically the best translation.
So for me, Tom, I can give you two, Tom. One, the sub come out first. It comes fast. It's the first season to come out fast, so I get that out quick. Two, sometimes the dub voices be generic. They've got a small pool what they pick into, and it'd be the same 3 or 4 people that voice the same actor. Now I give you the Goku, I give you the Ed. Those shows have they goated dubs. I'm not gonna lie, because I tried watching this up. I was like, okay, I can't do it. But it's just some shows have generic pools of MCs voices that I just rather just go to the sub only, and just if I hear the dub, I just go, okay, that's good.
I don't know, man. It sounded like you said that, you know, they picked it from a small pool of people and they got to voice multiple people. It just sounded like they just wanted them ones. That's what it sounded like to me. If I can voice 10 people, then I'm just a goat, right? You got a problem? Or am I just or am I just tough, right?
I'll give you that. It does get annoying to hear the same 6 or 7 voices, but some of those voices are on it. Like he's him. So
Chris Sabat and Dragon Ball voices a bunch of people. They all sound different. He voices like Vegeta. He sounds different from Yamcha. He voiced like multiple people on the Ginyu Force. They all sound different. So to me, a lot of these folks that voice a lot of people, they got some variety. You know, so they got some versatility.
I don't know, man. Don't lie. That's a good counter right there.
So when it comes to subs versus dubs, yeah, I agree with you guys as well. I do get I'll give you that. I do get kind of irritated when I'm listening to the dubs and then it's like the same voice who doesn't feel like they're putting in any effort to make it different, because you're talking about a guy who puts in the effort, makes all those characters sound different. But there are a few English dub actors out there who just use their same talking voice for every single guy. And that does pull me out of the story every now and then. It does make me a little mad. I wish there were more English voice actors out there. I wish we had a little more variety. But yeah, no, I do like dubs in English, so I can multitask. Next week, we'll be coming back with Tyler to discuss his release of Volume 2 of his manga, Hustle. So you have a week to catch up on the story and grab your own physical copies of Volume 1, you guys. In case you forgot, I'm Francesca.
I'm Anna.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Ty.
Once again, thank you for tuning into our first ever episode of Shot4Shot, the place where we discuss manga, anime, and our own indie projects that we're publishing with our new multimedia company, Slingshot. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us on all of our official social medias. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.